Friday Night Football coming to you live from Saratoga, California. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. Sean Hennessy here with you. We're coming to you live from Saratoga High School. We feature tonight's matchup, the final regular season game of the 2012 football season between the visiting Los Gatos Wildcats taking on the home Saratoga Falcons. Wildcats coming into this matchup with an overall record of 5-4, 4-2 in the De Anza division. On the flip side, for the home team, the Saratoga Falcons have an overall record of 6-3, and they are currently 3-3 in the De Anza League. Temperature around 50 degrees, approaching that 49-degree marker, folks. It's a little bit chilly out here in Saratoga. No clouds coming overhead, so we can expect the temperature to drop a little bit as we get ready for opening kickoff. Just over 6 minutes away from opening kickoff here tonight for this final regular season game here in the De Anza League. From here on out, after this game, it will be CCS playoffs, brought to you by PlayOn Sports. Let's take a look at our visiting team tonight, folks, the Los Gatos Wildcats, as mentioned, with an overall record of 5-4. Coming into this matchup, taking on Saratoga, they were victorious last week as they were able to defeat Santa Clara at Santa Clara in a tough bout, a defensive battle, 14-0. Their defense stood strong and managed to shut down Santa Clara. And it's a defense, folks, that's led by some key playmakers. And, you know, one of the first ones that really catches my eye is Perkins. Perkins playing that outside linebacker position, and he's also coming up on that defensive line. But he's number 32, the big player for him. 75 total tackles on the season, 2 sacks. He is a key playmaker for that defense. And the defensive line is a key stopper for the run game. When you talk about the Wildcats defense taking care of that run game, they run a 3-4 style defense. The 3-down linemen led by Jack Tittle, Ricky Turnwall, and Nico Aminetti. On that defensive line, they do all the bruising work. And actually, Brent McCoy, who you'll see a lot in this football game at the safety position, he actually has 63 total tackles on the season, second in tackles coming up at that safety position. So a defensive back really playing a strong role for that Wildcats defense. The Wildcats offense really needs no introduction. They have one of the best offensive lines in the Central Coast section. Just ask their tailback and slot back, William Lee. The guy's been stacking up statistics like it's nothing. Lee coming into this game with around 770 total yards on the ground, 9 touchdowns. Their quarterback, Nick Bodden, leading the way under center. Expect the Wildcats to come out tonight in an I-form, split-back, pro-style offensive formation. If you're tuning in right now, folks, I'm Sean Hennessy bringing you the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We're about 4 minutes away from the opening kickoff here at Saratoga High School. Let's take a look at the Falcons, and if you like high-power offense, fast, in-your-face spread attack, well, folks, you picked a heck of a game to tune into tonight, because that's exactly what you're going to see. This team averages around 50 points per game. Last week they knocked off Milpitas at Milpitas 44-37, so they're riding a nice one-game win streak. They'd like to end the year going at 2 games in the win column and basically taking their overall record from 6-3 to 7-3. Both these teams are guaranteed a playoff spot, folks, but what's on the line here tonight in terms of playoff seeding, if you will, is home field advantage. The winner of this game, with the help of a couple other matchups that we'll talk to you a little bit more about tonight, will basically be able to capture home field advantage at a lower seed rank in the playoff bracket. So a lot on the line here tonight, but you take a look at that Saratoga offense led by their stud quarterback, Jonathan Walters. Folks, this kid is one of the most prolific passers in all of CCS. He has over 3,000 yards passing. Once again, over 3,000 yards passing on the year, 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. In the backfield will be Bryson Yates, a new player kind of stepping up into the tailback role, taking and filling the void for Ryan Kane. So if you've actually been seeing a couple of the Saratoga football games early in the year, I know Kane was the main man. Bryson Yates will be in the backfield, and you got to talk about Kyle Dozier, the big senior wide receiver with over 1,000 yards receiving, 14 receiving touchdowns. He'll be paving the way in that air attack for Saratoga. Their defense is a 4-2-5 scheme, almost like a West Virginia-style defense, if you will. They like to overload those defensive backs. Henry Wee leading the way from the inside linebacker position with 120 tackles on the season. So it's a defense that has to step up, a defense for Saratoga that is defensive back and linebacker led. They run that 4-2-5 scheme. They've got some great speed players on the outside edge. It should be a nice matchup to see those defensive backs going head-to-head against those offensive linemen at times when Los Gatos pushes the ball to the outside on the running plays, and vice versa when Los Gatos decides to basically bring their rushing attack. It's really going to require a lot of strength and a lot of conditioning here tonight for that defensive secondary of Saratoga. Folks, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We're going to pause for our nation's national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff for you live from Saratoga, California, here on PlayOnSports.com. It's time for Friday Night Football, brought to you by PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Sean Hennessy here with you, broadcasting to you live from Saratoga, California. We're live on the campus of Saratoga High School. We've got a great one for you this evening, folks. It's the Los Gatos Wildcats taking on the Saratoga Falcons. The band's going crazy. The cheerleaders are out. Packed house here at Saratoga High School. The last regular season football game on the slate between these two teams. But guess what? Both teams are guaranteed playoff spots next week, but there's home field advantage on the line here tonight. Saratoga kicking off left to right, and we're underway from Saratoga High School. This one will go at the 1-yard line. The up man takes it and crosses the 15 and falls down to the 19-yard line. Taking the ball down the field was number 81 of Los Gatos, Cameron Perry, and the Wildcats will start at their own 19. So from the 19-yard line, the 5-4 Los Gatos Wildcats will start their first offensive series of the football game. Chilly evening here tonight, folks. Temperature at 48 degrees as we start this football game here from Saratoga High School. Packed house at Saratoga High. Senior night for the Falcons as Wildcats invade Falcon territory. They start on the 19. This will be a quick pitch to the tailback in the backfield for a gain of close to about 5 yards.
Tackle made by number 52, senior Henry Way.
Gain of 5 yards. It'll bring up second down on 5, or second down and 5, rather.
Ball now marked on the 29-yard line.
The ball is now placed at the 29-yard line. Wildcats wearing the white jerseys, orange pants, brown helmets on your screen going right to left. Saratoga on defense wearing those red jerseys, white pants, red helmets. Here's a pass play as Bodden fires near sideline, and that's a complete pass as the wide receiver lowers his shoulder and trucks ahead past the 40-yard line. Logan Chapman picks up a couple through the air and moves the chains for Los Gatos.
Joey Medeiros.
Los Gatos will utilize a mix of I formations, split backs,
41-yard line. First
more of a
and 10,
pro-style
Wildcats.
offense, if you will, led by head coach Butch Catalico, a well-known name in the De Anza division and also in the CCS. Los Gatos with an incredible 14 CCS football titles. On 1st and 10, handoff goes far side. Joey Wood has some room as he crosses the 45, piles ahead at the 50, and goes out of bounds as he crosses into Saratoga territory. Simple run play on the outside, folks, but if there's one school that executes a simple run, and I shouldn't say simple because there's nothing simple about it, that offensive line doing a great job on the outside edge, it's Los Gatos. They run the ball like it's nobody's business, and they utilize players like Lee, Wood, Ederman. These guys will touch the ball. They will keep that football on the ground. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 2. They have the ball at the 49-yard line. Handoff goes middle once again. That was Wood getting the call. Fullback is Jack Tittle, paving the way right there up the middle, out to the 46-yard line. That'll be another 1st down for Los Gatos. We're in the first quarter, 10 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. No score, opening drive here at Saratoga High School. Saratoga brings that defensive 4-2-5 scheme look. They line up on the left side of your screen with 3 down linemen, outside backers showing pressure. Bowden throws the pass complete to Chapman, and Chapman's drugged down around the 35-yard line. That's Joey Medeiros making the tackle from the cornerback position. Joey having to switch up his defensive scheme a little bit because Eric Castronovo, who normally plays that right side cornerback position, is out with an injury. So Joey Medeiros is basically taking over his spot on defense, and John Moyles is also playing cornerback for Saratoga here this evening. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, moving right to left. They have the ball on the left hash mark. Quick snap. This is going to be Wood once again, breaking away through the middle. He splits the safeties and enters the end zone. Joey Wood from 35 yards out, and Los Gatos strikes first.
45-yard run for number 4, Joey Wood.
Joey Wood saw daylight. He just needed to split the safeties and pranced into the end zone from 35 yards out, and Los Gatos takes an early 6-0 lead with the PAT pending. And Logan Chapman will come on to try the point after. Silence the crowd for a moment here on the Saratoga sideline. Hold is down, kick is away, and it's good as Logan Chapman delivers. 7-0 is our score here, folks. We're in the first quarter, 10 minutes and 1 second remaining. Los Gatos strikes first. They lead this football game early, 7-0. Impressive first drive for the Los Gatos Wildcats. They go 6 plays, 81 yards, and it's a 35-yard rushing touchdown by Joey Wood. As Los Gatos puts the first points up on the board here at Saratoga High School, they lead 7-0 with 10 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the opening quarter. As Saratoga lines up to return the kickoff. Logan Chapman boots it deep away. Deep kick, end over end, right into the back of the end zone, and Kyle Dozier will just let it go right over his head. And now we'll get a chance to see this exciting, thrilling Saratoga offense. A spread, no-huddle offense led by Jonathan Walters, one of the most talked-about quarterbacks in the entire CCS, coming into this game with 37 passing touchdowns. This drive will begin for Saratoga on their own 20-yard line, moving left to right in between the hashes. 1st and 10 for the Falcons, wearing the red helmets, red jerseys, white pants. Shotgun formation, 4 total wide receivers, 2 to each side. Walters throws far side, pass complete at the 25. And the wide receiver tries to slip away as Grant Failer tried to put a juke and jive on the defensive back and is able to pick up about 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Number 44, Ty Daugherty. Also in on the tackle, number 1, C.J. Butcher.
Ty Daugherty, the defensive back, coming up and making the hit on 2nd down and 4. Walters rolls out near sideline, passes. That's Dozier. Dozier at the 30, makes a cut at the 35, still alive, and is finally tackled at the 40-yard line. Kyle Dozier is a name you have to watch out for, folks. He is the leading receiver for this Falcons offense, coming into this game with 71 catches, so he just made his 72nd catch on the year, over 1,000 yards receiving. He came into this game with 1,133 yards receiving, 14 touchdowns. He is a playmaker on that Falcon offense. 1st and 10, this will be a handoff right up the middle from the shotgun formation, but the Wildcats defense will have nothing to do with it. A very strong defensive line led by the Los Gatos Wildcats. Jack Tittle, Ricky Turnwall, and Nico Eminetti make up that defensive line. It's a 3-4 defensive look. Every now and then, keep your eye on the outside backers. They will send the blitz. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Right hash mark. Walters, plenty of time. Now the pocket collapses, and he goes down. William Lee making the sack as he comes off the near side edge, and that's a big loss. It'll be 3rd and long upcoming for Saratoga. William Lee was playing that left edge as the pocket started to collapse. Walters had some time, but really it was Lee who came off that near side edge and forced the pressure. It's now 3rd and 21 as Walters drops back 5 steps, slings it for the middle, intercepted. The pass is picked off, and that's Brent McCoy trying to pile ahead on the return, and he brings it back to the Saratoga 25. So Brent McCoy with the interception. Here in the first quarter, 8 minutes and 16 seconds left to play in the first. A huge play for Los Gatos on 3rd and long. It's Brent McCoy playing the safety position, getting the interception for Los Gatos. And now it's 1st and 10 Wildcats in business from the Saratoga 25-yard line. As the rush goes towards the middle, and the Falcons' defensive line does their job. Well, with every good comes a bad. You take a look at Jonathan Walters, the quarterback for Saratoga. I mentioned he had 37 passing touchdowns on the season, but he did have 10 interceptions. He just threw his 11th interception on the year. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 for Los Gatos. The football is placed at the Falcon 23-yard line in between the hashes. 3 backs behind the quarterback, Nick Bodden. This will be a handoff to Wood. Wood working the right side, tries to follow his blockers, and takes it down to the 15. Just past the 1st down marker, about a yard past the 1st down stick. It will be a fresh set of downs for Los Gatos. Chance Cox coming up and making the hit for the Falcons. 7 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Los Gatos 7, Saratoga nothing. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com. Sean Hennessy here with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're broadcasting to you live from Saratoga High School. Beautiful evening for high school football. The last regular season game here for both these two teams. It's all playoff action next week. Keep in mind, both these teams have clinched a playoff spot. But what's on the line here tonight is home field advantage. The Wildcats with an early turnover a few moments ago as Brent McCoy picked off Jonathan Walters in the defensive secondary. And the Wildcats are in business. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Falcon 15-yard line. In between the hashes as the clock continues to roll now. Our head referee tonight is Phil Beltran. Doing a nice job so far, no penalties. Here's Wood working the right side, and he gets tattooed on the edge. Coming up and making the lick was Henry Wee, the leading tackler for the Falcons, for a short gain. Henry Way making a vicious hit right there from the middle linebacker position. If you tuned into our pregame show, I recall he had 120 tackles on the year. Stacking up another one right there as it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. This will be a rush towards the left. And nowhere to go once again. Daniel Castronovo the brother of the injured Eric Castronovo, coming up and making the hit from the defensive back position. Beautiful tackle around the legs for no gain. It's going to bring up third down now for Los Gatos. They have the football just outside the 15-yard line, in between the hashes. 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. They started this drive from the Falcon 25. Bodden directly under center, play action, looks middle, plenty of time, slings it, pass is caught at the 1. The receiver did not get in, but that's going to be a first down for Los Gatos. And making the catch down the middle was Logan Chapman. In between coverage, heck of a grab right there, and it's going to bring up first and goal. Logan Chapman making a beautiful play down the middle of the field as he's able to cut that route back inside, and Los Gatos is in business. It's going to be first and goal for the Wildcats at the 1-yard line. They bring in that goal line set, multiple tight ends, 3 backs behind Bodden. He hands it off to Wood. Wood falls forward, touchdown. A 1-yard rushing score for Joey Wood, and just like that, he has 2 rushing touchdowns here in the first quarter. So Joey Wood making a big impression here early on. Los Gatos making a big impression here early on as they now lead this football game 13-0 with Logan Chapman attempting the point after. Hold is down. Laces were faced left. Doesn't matter. The kick is good. So Los Gatos takes a 14-0 lead with 5 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Six plays, 25 yards for the Los Gatos Wildcats. Joey Wood punches it in from 1 yard out. You got to give big credit, though, to Brent McCoy with the interception that led to that Los Gatos scoring drive. They now have a 14-0 cushion as Kyle Dozier fakes the pitch, finds a lane, crosses the 30, and is tackled from the rear at the 34-yard line. Making the tackle was Marshall Cody as Kyle Dozier makes a beautiful return.
Tackle made by number 10, Cody Marshall. First and 10, Saratoga.
Saratoga, first and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Jonathan Walters, the quarterback, back out onto the field from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers go out. He hits Dozier underneath the crossing route, but Dozier drops it. He cannot bring it in. Ball thrown low around his kneecaps. He had his left palm facing outward. Nearly had it, but could not bring it in. Incomplete pass, second down and 10 upcoming. Dozier with 1 catch earlier on for Saratoga on the previous series, but Jonathan Walters was picked off by Brent McCoy. This is the second offensive series in this football game for the Falcons. Walters throwing far side, completes the pass to Failer. Failer with a lane, crosses over the 50 and tackled across the far side of the field around the 45-yard line. Grant Failer making one nice stop step and then cutting it back towards the far sideline, picking up a first down for the Falcons. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Los Gatos 14, Saratoga nothing. Jonathan Walters from the gun once again. 2 wide receivers to each side, but he hands it off, a delayed handoff to Yates. Yates goes left side and crosses the 35-yard line. Saratoga in business. The no-huddle spread option in full effect here in the first quarter as they're going to mark that football down around the Los Gatos 34-yard line. As we see our head referee, Phil Beltran, talking to a couple of the Saratoga players. He's now actually giving a warning. There's a flag on the play. The flag was thrown on the very far side of the field, around the 48-yard line. That's a sideline warning. When you see the official face the team that he's giving the warning to and pushing his hands towards the team, that is a sideline warning. Flag on the play. He's now giving the signal over towards the Saratoga sideline as well. And it will be 1st and 10 for Saratoga, completing 2 nice plays to Dozier and Failer. Walters throwing near side. This is Yates with the reception, tackled around the 34-yard line. Jack Tittle making the stop. Tittle playing that defensive end position along the left side of that defense. Coming up and making the stop for a 1-yard loss. 2nd down and 11. Walters to Dozier. Dozier has a lane. It's a screen play. Cuts it back outside. Tackled at the 20. He nearly had 6 across the far side of the field as Kyle Dozier takes it down the far side for a gain of close to 14 yards. Brent McCoy making the tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle. Don't forget, McCoy has 1 interception in this football game. 4 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The flag is waved off. Our official had a flag down on the field. One of the officials threw a flag, and now our head referee, Phil Beltran, signals to the press box. No flag. Play will resume.
Ball moves out to the 20-yard line.
And now the ball will be pinned on the 21-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Saratoga. Yates to the right hip pocket of Walters, who's lined up in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers go out, now 5. Walters throws for the far corner, looking for his man. Caught! Over the shoulder grab by Grant Failer. That's a Falcons touchdown.
Throwing the long ball, number 2, Jonathan Walters. And with 4:32 left to play, Saratoga puts 6 up on the board. Coming out to kick the extra point, senior Fred Greenshoe Fazy.
So Jonathan Walters stacking up another touchdown to his statistics. That'll be his 38th passing touchdown on the year. PAT try is good by Fred Fazy. And that'll make the score 14-7 as Saratoga is able to put up their first touchdown in the football game. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left to play in the first here on PlayOnSports.com.
Saratoga 7.
And just point.
Kicking the ball away, number 5, Steven Rupp. The kick is up.
6 plays, 75 yards as the Falcons march down the field. And Grant Failer catches a 21-yard touchdown pass from Jonathan Walters. They respond back nicely following Walters' interception on the previous offensive series. And it's now a 14-7 ball game as Los Gatos brings their offense back out onto the field, led by quarterback Nick Bodden. William Lee is one of those slot backs that you can expect to see for the Wildcats. Jack Tittle will play a little bit of fullback. Tava Brender, Cameron Perry, all sorts of playmakers on that Wildcats offense. They bring twins formation down at the bottom of your screen. It'll be 1st and 10 for Los Gatos on their own 20. Handoff goes right up the gut, and Los Gatos stuffs it. Nowhere to go. That Los Gatos defense, or I beg your pardon, that Saratoga defense, doing a great job right there, stopping that play short. Mike Fitzsimmons, one of those big defensive linemen, in on the tackle. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. We're in the first quarter, folks. Approximately 4 minutes left to play here in the opening quarter. 14-7, Wildcats. Second down and 9. Bodden goes directly under center. Two backs behind him. Gives it to Wood. Wood slips one tackle, cuts it back inside, and is finally brought down by Henry Way.
On the tackle, number 52, Henry
It'll
Way.
bring up third down. Gain of close to 4 yards. Count it for third down and 5.
That'll bring up third down and 5 for Los Gatos. Ball now on the 25-yard line.
Great crowd we have on hand here this evening, folks. Last regular season game of the year between these two schools. CCS playoffs start next week. Both these schools will be in the playoffs. Home field advantage on the line as the ball carrier takes it far side. That's Wood once again, but he appears to be short. And actually now you see the Saratoga defenders
Number 4, Joey Wood.
putting their hands up saying, hey, that might be a fumble. And the officials mark the ball down. No, now they signal, yes, there is a fumble. As Joey Wood coughs it up.
Saratoga will take over. Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line. First and 10, Saratoga Falcons.
So first and 10 for Saratoga following Wood's fumble. From the Wildcat 31, pass goes near sideline to Dozier. Dozier tries to put on a stiff arm, and he's tackled at the 20-yard line. Making the stick was C.J. Butcher, but too late. That one will go for a gain of close to 8 yards. There's a flag thrown across the far side of the field.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
This drive will start from the Wildcats' 31-yard line, but we'll wait to see what the resulting penalty is by our head referee, Phil Beltran, as he now walks closer towards the press box. And we're going to have a personal foul against Saratoga. That's a huge one right there. That will negate Dozier's 7-yard reception and make it first and forever. We'll wait to see how they spot this ball and where they're going to push the line of scrimmage back to. If you're just tuning in, Saratoga trails Los Gatos 14-0. 2 turnovers in this football game, folks. One by each team just a few moments ago. Joey Wood, the tailback for Los Gatos, coughed it up around his own 30-yard line. Saratoga recovered. On the previous offensive series for Saratoga, Walters threw a pick to Brent McCoy, but then Walters responded on the following offensive series and picked up his 38th passing touchdown. In the meantime, delayed handoff to Yates, and that sniffed out by Nico Aminetti. Aminetti playing that right defensive end position for Los Gatos. Jack Tittle also in on the tackle. It'll bring up second down and 10. Once the penalty was completed, they decided just to move the ball back. As this pass goes down the near sideline, intended for Dozier, well covered, incomplete. C.J. Butcher playing the defensive back position. Assisting him was Brent McCoy. Incomplete pass brings up third down and 10. So the penalty was a personal foul call a few moments ago. It did not tack on any additional yardage from the reception. The officials just decided to move the line of scrimmage back, and we see a very obvious offsides against the defense. That's Joey Wood playing that outside linebacker position on the far side of the field, crossing the line of scrimmage, and this might give Saratoga an extra 5 yards to work with on third down. It's 3rd and 10, and it will be offsides against Los Gatos. So it will now bring up third down and 5. And that brings the line of scrimmage out to the Wildcat 30-yard line. Saratoga with the football, moving left to right on your screen, wearing the red jerseys, red helmets, white pants. Wildcats on defense, orange pants, white jerseys, brown helmets. It's 3rd and 5. Walters, 5-step drop in the shotgun, flushed out far side, looking deep downfield, tucks it now, crosses the 30, looking for the sideline, trying to hit the edge and goes out of bounds. Flag on the play. Diving in to make the tackle was Max Herman for Los Gatos. And we'll see if there's going to be perhaps a holding call or an illegal block committed against Saratoga, and there is a holding call indeed. It will go against the Falcons on 3rd down and 5. All the credit in the world on that play goes to the Wildcats' defensive secondary, forcing Walters to hold on to that football and use his legs to make a play. That pushes the ball back to the 38-yard line. It's now 3rd down and about 14 following the penalty. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Yates lined up in the backfield. Walters, beautiful protection, and finally throws it away. Pressure was closing in. Tittle was there. Aminetti was also providing a lot of pressure. Incomplete pass results in a 4th down.
Pass intended for number 30, Davis Berryhill.
It's 4th and long. The line of scrimmage is at the 38-yard line. It would be a 55-yard field goal from this range for kicker Fred Fazy. Head coach Tim Lugo opts to punt the ball away and will save his kicker's foot for another play. Stephen Ruff, Joey Medeiros on to punt the ball away at his own 48-yard line. Spiraling punt aimed towards the corner, and it looks like this one will go out of bounds inside the 10. And they're actually going to pin this one down based upon where the officials now move the line of scrimmage up to. And it looks like it did not go out around the 10 as originally thought. They're going to say it was closer to the 20. Looked like he had that ball closer to the 10-yard line, but the officials disagree with my original prognostication, if you will. But they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Falcons punt the ball away, and Los Gatos will have it on their own 20 following the punt. Here's Wood trying to redeem himself on the previous series, and that's actually William Lee taking the carry. On the previous series for the Wildcats, Wood coughed it up. Falcons recovered. So now we see Lee take the call, and he picks up close to 4 on the ground. 2nd down upcoming here for Los Gatos. 14-7 is our score in favor of the Wildcats. 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They'll send Logan Chapman wide towards the left side, I formation, man in motion. That's Teva Brender as the handoff goes right side, and making the tackle is Henry Way. Way in on just about every single rushing play. This kid is not afraid to stick his big mug in there and make a tackle. Leading tackler for that Falcons defense. And we have an injured player down on the field around the 25-yard line. It appears to be Matt Ederman, the injured Wildcat, who is now back up on his feet. Good sign. Perhaps he just got tripped up a little bit, maybe a stinger, but he's walking it off proudly over towards the Los Gatos sideline. As Nick Bodden heads back into the huddle. It's 3rd down and 5 for Los Gatos. Moving right to left. With 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Quick snap, Bodden drops back 5 steps, looks right, nothing, now he rushes. Crosses the 30 and slides down at the 32. 2 players closing in on him to give him the scissor tackle, if you will. But Bodden appeared to get enough for a Los Gatos first down. He needed 5, picked up 6. Smart play right there by Nick Bodden, but he was sandwiched around that 30-yard line. And we've seen Los Gatos do this so far. When Bodden gets right under center, they snap it. It's a quick motion. They don't waste any time. We'll see if they do it again here. Once again, it's a pitch towards the near side on the quick snap. This is Wood. Tries to slip 1 tackle before he's brought down at the the 35-yard line. Way in on the tackle yet again. And it looks like we have a slow Falcon trying to get up to his feet. Daniel Castronovo back up on his feet, though I say slow because he was getting up a little bit slow on that previous play, took a lick. But he's back up on his feet And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. 14-7 in favor of Los Gatos. Second quarter coming up in just a few seconds here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. First quarter in the books, 14-7. Los Gatos, as we get ready to start the second quarter. Sean Hennessy here bringing you the live play-by-play action at Saratoga High School. Temperature around 47 degrees now as we get ready to start the second quarter. First quarter was quite thrilling. 2 turnovers by both teams. 1 by each team, I should say. Brent McCoy with an interception on defense, and Joey Wood coughing up the ball on offense for the Wildcats, and the Falcons turned it over and scored quickly as Failer took it into the end zone from Jonathan Walters, a 21-yard receiving touchdown, as we see Joey Wood take the carry for a beautiful gain on second down for a gain of close to 7 yards. It'll bring up third down and close to 3. We're in the second quarter now. Ball marked down on the 39-yard line as Los Gatos switches sides. They're moving left to right. Twins formation at the bottom. Another handoff, and Saratoga appeared to stop that play before it could get any type of momentum. Christian Lee, one of the first Falcons in the backfield on that play, and they stop it for a short gain. Only 1 yard on that rush. It's going to bring up 4th and 1, and on comes the punt team for Los Gatos.
4th down and 1 for Los Gatos.
Quarterback Nick Bodden remains in on the offense. The ball is pinned down at the Wildcat 40. They're going to go for it. No sign of punting it away. Bodden quick under center. Snaps the ball, hands it off. Tailback goes left. It's going to be close, folks. It's going to be really close. Officials come together at the 41. Now the question is, did Los Gatos get enough for a Wildcat first down? And there it is. Phil Beltran, our referee, signals first down. Gutsy call on 4th down and 1 as head coach Butch Catalico goes for it. And it'll be a fresh set of downs for Los Gatos. 1st and 10. 10 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Ball marked down now on the Wildcat 42. In between the hashes, I formation, and the tailback jumped early. Flag thrown. Bowden will get a free play as he slings it, and it's intercepted. It's picked off. Intercepting it was John Moyles. Don't quite know why. Bodden threw that ball. He could have just spiked it, but instead, Moyles intercepts the pass.
Ball is spotted at the 50-yard line.
Very weird call right there by the quarterback, Nick Bodden. He could have just spiked the ball and taken the penalty. It was going to be, it appeared to be a false start or maybe offsides. But instead, he throws the ball into coverage, and it's picked off by John Moyles, and the Falcons take over. 2 turnovers now for the Wildcats here in the first half. 1 for the Falcons. As we have a flag on the play. Now the flag is thrown at the 50. Too many men on the field.
People on the field, moves the ball 5 yards.
For Los Gatos, they had too many men once they broke the huddle. And that's a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5 for the Falcons. Here's Walters, handing it off to Yates. Yates slips one tackle but can't break the others. What a great job by the Wildcats defense. Max Herman stopped that play in the backfield. He was the first one in there. And that'll go down as a 4-yard loss.
Pushes the ball back to the 49-yard line.
Second down and 9. Walters slings it far side. Kyle Dozier spinning away as he crosses the 40-yard line. Picks up about 12 yards on the reception. Tackle close to the 36. 1st and 10 for Saratoga. Kyle Dozier, leading receiver for the Falcons offense, making a nice grab and putting on a great spin move as well. 1st and 10, move the chains for the Falcons, moving right to left quickly. Walters, far side, pass is caught by Travis Stokes. Stokes puts on a cutback, brings it inside the 20, tackled at the 15. Falcons in business now. Moving that ball with lightning speed, catching that Wildcats defense off guard as Stokes had at least 5 yards of open space once he caught the football.
Also at the tackle, number 44.
1st and 10 from the 15. Play action. This is going to be Failer. And Failer is tripped up. Beautiful tackle by Joey Wood, playing home, staying contained, and stopping that play for a short gain. Brings up 2nd down and 8. 2 yards through the air right there for Failer. 2nd down and 8. Ball marked down on the left hash mark. Shotgun formation once again. 4 wideouts go out looking for the corner. Failer catches it over the shoulder. No, officials come in and say incomplete. He was bobbling the ball along the near pylon. Incomplete pass. Grant Failer could not hold on to the football. 3rd down. You saw the back judge, Rich Coolish, come in at the last second and signal towards the press box with his hands going up and down that the receiver bobbled the ball. He did not have full possession of the football. Thus, it results in an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down and 8. Yates will line up along the right side of Walters in the shotgun. Walters throws near side, hits Dozier. Dozier tries to lower his shoulder and pile ahead as he's tackled close to the 6-yard line, very close to the 1st down marker. And on comes the field goal team as it brings up 4th down and 2.
4th down and short for Saratoga.
It's going to be about a 23-yard field goal try for kicker Fred Fazy. Should be nothing for Fazy. Little more than a PAT try as he boots it right down the middle. 23-yard field goal
And so with 8:39 left to play in tonight's first half.
For Fred Frazee. And Saratoga inches a little bit closer. They trail 14-10. 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you feel how
Saratoga goes 7 plays for 50 yards. They cannot convert on third down. They opt to go with a 23-yard field goal. Kicked perfectly by Fred Frazee as they put 3 points on the board and trail 14-10. Ensuing kickoff return as the up man takes it through the middle, makes a beautiful cut, crosses it past the 30, tackled at the 37-yard line. Matt Ederman, terrific return for the Wildcats. As Miles Morrison appears to be injured as he lays down on his back around the 26-yard line. Looks like it might be a leg injury on the return. But going back to that last offensive series, Fred Frazee with a 23-yard field goal has made this a 4-point game. Saratoga actually went closer to 44 yards on that drive. I know when I came back from the break, I had mentioned about 50 yards, but actually closer to 44 because they started that drive on their own 50. Took it down to about the 6-yard line, thus resulting in a 23-yard field goal conversion for Fred Frazee. Frazee goes by the nickname Green Shoe. You can't see it from here, but if we were to zoom in on number 15 on the sideline, he's got some green cleats that are brighter than the moon, I tell you. They call him Green Shoe Frazee. Senior on this Falcon football team, being honored along with the rest of the Falcons seniors here tonight in the last home game of the regular season. 1st and 10 following the return. Morrison on his feet, heading back towards the Wildcat sideline. Ball marked on the 33 for Los Gatos. Pitch directly to Matt Ederman on the handoff, and he crosses the 45, makes a beautiful cut at the opposing 40, trucked out of bounds around the 35. And we might have a late hit against Joey Medeiros of Saratoga as that flag came in late along the sideline. This could be huge for Los Gatos.
Personal foul is called against Saratoga.
And it's a personal foul penalty. Those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. This will tack on an additional 15 yards from the previous spot. In this case, the previous spot was where the tailback, Matt Ederman, went out of bounds. They were going to mark that down around the 38. Instead, that ball is going to be placed inside the 20. Wildcats in business as Wood takes the handoff. Joey Wood getting the call. Davis Berryhill coming up and making the stick. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8.
Number 52, Henry Way, picked up 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
As the PA announcer gives credit to Way on the assisted tackle, you've got to. That kid is everywhere for that Falcons defense. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left to play here in the first half. 14-10, Los Gatos. Bodden under center, pitches it near side. This is Wood, gets past one player, and is drugged down at the 5. Making the tackle was Daniel Castronovo at the 5-yard line, but that's a 1st down for Los Gatos as Joey Wood slips one tackle, does a terrific balancing act, and now brings up 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Just 3 plays here for Los Gatos. Close to 67 yards as they now have 1st and goal. On the Saratoga 5. Wood gets the carry, has 2 blockers in front of him, piles forward, and he's pinned up at the 2-yard line. A gain of 3. He had 2 blockers in front of him. Call them 2 fullbacks, if you will. As he takes the handoff for a gain of 2. Nick Bodden heads back over towards the far side of the field to get the play call from head coach Butch Catalico. 2 very different offensive styles that we see here tonight. Los Gatos taking their time, utilizing an eye pro set. On the flip side, Saratoga with a no-huddle spread look. But here's the Wildcats in a goal line formation. Man in motion, Wood gets the carry, goes off the right guard. Did he cross the goal line? No, they're going to say he was hit inside the 1. It's going to be 3rd and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Tackle made by 10, Kyle Dozier.
Dozier in on the tackle as Wood tried to follow that right side of the offensive line. Kevin John and Nico Aminetti, the right guard and the right tackle. Tava Brender, the tight end, on the right side of that offensive line.
3rd and goal for Los Gatos.
Only able to pick up about 1.5. It's 3rd and goal inside the 1. Same formation, 2 fullbacks, Wood the tailback. It'll be a QB keeper, a QB dive, and that's a touchdown. Touchdown, Nick Bodden on the QB sneak from 1 yard out. So Nick Bodden just decides to go off his center, Dave Fishman, and punches it in from 1 yard out on 3rd and goal. And now the Wildcats will try to take a 21-10 advantage as Nick Bodden lines up as the holder.
Kicking the extra point, number 2.
Logan Chapman to try the PAT.
The kick is up.
And the kick is up and away, and it's good. Chapman delivers.
And so with 5:56
Los Gatos
left to play in tonight's first half,
is able to score,
scoreboard reads
and they score quickly. They go 6 plays
21.
and about 67 yards. And it's a 1 yard rushing touchdown for quarterback Nick Bodden. And the Wildcats lead 21-10 with 5:56 left to play in the second quarter.
Chapman.
Wildcats go 6 plays, about 67 yards, capped off by the quarterback on the QB sneak, Nick Bodden, from 1 yard out on 3rd and goal. And Los Gatos now takes a 21-10 lead, 5 minutes and 56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. I'm Sean Hennessy, broadcasting to you live from Saratoga High School as the Falcons line up to return the kickoff. And this one will bounce into the back of the end zone. Los Gatos with 2 turnovers here tonight. The Falcons with 1. Nick Bodden threw an interception on the previous offensive series for the Wildcats. There was a penalty called. He could have spiked the ball. Instead, he threw it into coverage. But I'm glad to see the young man redeem himself as he's able to pick up the rushing score for the Wildcats on that last offensive series. And now it's an 11-point advantage for the Wildcats of Los Gatos. Falcons with the football. They'll start this one on their own 20. Walters flings it far side, and making a great jump on defense from the outside edge was Brent McCoy. Don't forget, he already has an interception in this ball game. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons, moving right to left on your screen, wearing the red helmets, red jerseys, white pants. Wildcats defense lined up in a 3-4 look. This is Yates.
Handoff goes to number 22.
As Yates tries to work the middle, picks up a couple, count it for 3. Check that, count it for close to 4. Brings up 3rd down for the Falcons. No huddle as Walters looks towards the near sideline to head coach Tim Lugo to get the play. It's 3rd down. Walters drops back, plenty of time, flings it, incomplete. And here comes a flag. Batted down by Tyler Perkins across the middle of the field, and we may have a pass interference call. The officials come together. We'll wait to see what Phil Beltran signals. Flag marked down at the 27-yard line. Stops the clock with 5 minutes and 28 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now 3 officials have come together, and there will be a pass interference call against Tyler Perkins on the play. He was covering the middle of the field from that inside linebacker position. And this will move the chains for the Falcons. It'll be 1st and 10 following the penalty. As they now spot the football down to the 38-yard line. Saratoga in business, 1st and 10 following the penalty. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers towards the top side. Here comes the blitz. Yates goes right side, just past the defenders. And Los Gatos steps up, a gain of 1 right there. Yates tried to slip past the blitzing outside backers and is only able to pick up 1 yard. 2nd down and 9. Brent McCoy making the tackle. Grant Failer at the bottom of your screen. Next to him is Davis Berryhill. 2 wide receivers to each side. Walters drops back, In the pocket, eludes one defender, now goes far side, still has the ball, and is finally pushed out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Chasing him down was Jack Tittle across the far side of the field, putting on the pressure, and that will bring up third down. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Ball still on the 39-yard line.
You see the wide receivers down on the field for the Falcons offense, looking towards the near sideline, trying to get that play call. Saratoga does not huddle. Third down. This is Walters towards the near side. And that's Berryhill with the reception, but Jack Tittle with the lick. Short gain brings up fourth down. On comes the punt team for Saratoga, and now the Wildcats will have about just over 4 minutes to work here in the second quarter before the first half comes to a close. They have an 11-point advantage.
In the backfield for Los Gatos, number
Back deep to return the ball is Joey Wood. He stands at his own 20.
for Saratoga, number 5.
Stephen Ruff boots it away. A beautiful punt, high end over end. And signaling fair catch was Brent McCoy
19-yard line.
down around the 19-yard line.
Los Gatos.
Falcons punt the ball away. Their second punt of the football game. Los Gatos has 2 turnovers in this matchup. Saratoga with 1. We're in the second quarter. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first half. 21-10 in favor of the Wildcats. They're going to mark the ball down on the 19-yard line. Wildcats coming into this final game of the regular season with an overall record of 5-4, 4-2 in the De Anza League. Saratoga 6-3 with a league record of 3-3 in the De Anza League. Home field advantage in the postseason on the line as the handoff goes far side. This is William Lee. And he's tied up at the line of scrimmage for a short gain. Brings up second down.
Number 10, Kyle Dozier on the
Dozier on the tackle from that outside edge.
Picked up 1 yard, second down and 9 for Los
As we now have under 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Quarterback Nick Bodden taking his time as he heads back into the huddle. Bodden came into this game with 9 interceptions on the season. Keep in mind, he threw one earlier, so he now has 11 passing touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Second down and 9. Play action. Bodden looks towards his right. Nothing. Goes left. Has a lane to run, and that's what he'll do as he tries to put on a spin move, but is tackled at the 25. Castronovo in on the tackle. Count that for a gain of close to 7 yards. It'll bring up third down and 3. Approximately 3 minutes left to play here in the second quarter.
Third down and short for Los Gatos.
Football marked down on the left hash mark. 27-yard line for the Wildcats. Third and 3. 2 tight ends in on the offensive formation, 2 fullbacks. It's a goal line set as Wood gets the carry. Flag thrown, tied up, nowhere to go. Tackled at the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag down.
Tackle made by number 16, John Moyles, and number 52, Henry Way.
Moyles in on the tackle, Way with the assist. And we have a holding call against the Wildcats.
Holding call against Los Gatos.
That'll fall in the 10-yard variety. Wood did not get the first down, so we'll see if Saratoga opts to decline or accept the penalty. It is a holding call, and they will decline. If they accepted the penalty, it would be a replay of down, and it would bring up about 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13. Instead, Coach Tim Lugo opts to decline the penalty, and it brings up 4th down and 3. Joey Medeiros and Kyle Dozier back deep to return the football around their own 38-yard line. High snap to the punter as Logan Chapman can't bring it in. A high snap, and making the tackle was Christian Lee. Special teams gaff committed by the Wildcats, and Saratoga will have phenomenal field position around the Los Gatos 13. A huge mistake on special teams.
30, Davis, Berryhill. 1st and 10, Saratoga.
And we'll just call that a mistake by the Wildcat special teams unit. A turnover on downs as the punter, Logan Chapman, could not kick the football away. It's 1st and 10 Falcons. Walters trying to find someone, and he can't get rid of the football. It'll go down as a sack. Bailey McNally.
Tackle made by number 57, Bailey
McNally with pressure on Walters, and Walters could not get rid of the football. That'll go down as a loss of 10. Huge play on defense. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 4 wide receivers go out. Walters, once again, can't get rid of the football. Now he goes far side, tucks it down at the 30. Tippy toes the line across the far side and finally goes out of bounds. Just when you think he's going to get rid of the ball, he just tight ropes that far sideline and goes out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:47 left to play in the second quarter. Tittle pushes him out of bounds. They're going to send Stephen Ruff, the inside slot receiver, over towards the left side. As it's 3rd down. Walter scans the field, drops back even further, hits Dozier inside the 10, takes a lick at the 1, and he's tackled inside the 1-yard line. First down stick was pointed at the 4. He takes it at the 1. A first down for Saratoga, but I tell you what, Dozier took a shot at the 1-yard line. Took it like a champ as he picks up a first down for the Falcons. That kid is a stud, folks. What a player. Gets up from a hit like that, gives the Falcons a first down as Yates takes the carry. Tittle in the backfield making the tackle. And it looks like Yates did not get in. From 1 yard out, Yates did not get in, and the clock will continue to roll. 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining. Second down and goal. 2 backs next to Walters. Yates directly behind him. He goes middle once again, and he did not get in. Defensive line stuffs it. It's 3rd and goal. Opposing sideline goes crazy. The Wildcats fans on their feet. They want to see a defensive stop. 50 seconds marching away. Saratoga with all 3 timeouts. It's 3rd and goal. Whistles blow. And now we have a timeout on the field. So a timeout called at the last second. Timeout burned by Los Gatos. They have 2 remaining. 42 seconds left to play in the second quarter. We'll see 3rd and goal in just a moment. Following the timeout, Saratoga faces 3rd and goal from the Wildcat 1 yard line. How about this? Walters goes directly under center. QB sneak, he fell to a knee. He did not get the football clean off the snap, and we might have a turnover inside the 1. Officials come together. Wildcats say they got it. What's the call? Indeed they do. A botched snap. Walters cannot bring it in, and Los Gatos recovers. 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and just when you think Los Gatos makes a goof on special teams that's going to cost him a touchdown, Saratoga botches the snap, from the center, Clark Rothenberg, to quarterback Jonathan Walters. It looked like Walters almost took a knee, but once you took a second look at it, Walters botched the snap. It's a fumble, and Los Gatos recovers on the 1-yard line. And they take their second timeout to think things over. 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter, 21-10, Wildcats. Los Gatos now has 1 timeout remaining. They burn 2 following the fumble on the snap from quarterback Jonathan Walters. Wildcats recover it, and now we see a quick quarterback dive from Nick Bodden straight up the gut to try to get a little bit more breathing room. Los Gatos has that football inside the 1-yard line, and now Saratoga burns a timeout. They have all 3 timeouts remaining, so that's their first timeout consumed. They have 2 left with 23 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. We'll stay live with you, ladies and gentlemen, here at Saratoga High School in Saratoga, California. I'm Sean Hennessy, bringing you the live play-by-play action. Each team now with 2 turnovers in this football game, as Los Gatos has an 11-point advantage. They have 1 timeout left here in the second quarter. Saratoga with 2. So it's second down for the Wildcats, and they push that ball out a little bit as Bodden was able to dive and pick up maybe 1.5 yards. It brings up second down and 8. But Saratoga would love to see if they could stop Los Gatos 2 more times and possibly get the ball back on a punt return with maybe, let's say, 15 or 10 seconds left to play. They're going to bring 8 men in the box, though. You see Henry Way pushing his nose tackle over just a little bit. Another QB dive straight ahead by quarterback Nick Bodden. Chews up some clock. Another timeout called for Saratoga. Stops it at 18 seconds. Each team now with 1 timeout remaining. Final regular season game of the year for both these schools. CCS playoffs start next week. Home field advantage on the line. Had a moment to talk with head coach Tim Lugo of the Falcons earlier this afternoon. The one thing he couldn't stress enough, he kept saying, Sean, big game. Big game for us tonight. Put a lot of emphasis on big because he wants that home field advantage. He wants the higher seeding, which in turn shows up as a lower number seeding category, possibly a 2 or 3 seed opportunity for Saratoga to play at home and get that nice home field advantage. If Los Gatos wins, some pundits have stated that, well, they would need a lot more in order for this to happen, but Los Gatos, if they come out victorious tonight, could, and I can't stress could enough, but they could have a shot at playing in that tough open division, but they need help from a lot of other football teams here in the CCS. The open division with the toughest competition here in the Greater Bay Area, schools like Bellarmine, Oak Grove, Sarah, as this rushing attempt goes towards the right side of the offensive line, and Saratoga burns their last timeout of the first half, 15 seconds remaining. So like I said, Saratoga wanted to stop that drive and really put a lot of pressure on that offensive line. They did a great job right there, only allowing about 7 yards. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 for Los Gatos, and Saratoga will have 15 seconds left to perform an incredible punt return or perhaps do one, maybe two offensive plays at the most before this first half comes to a close. 21-10 is our score. Los Gatos on top of Saratoga. We're in the second quarter. No timeouts remaining for Saratoga. Los Gatos with one timeout left to use, as head coach Butch Catalico informs his team some last-minute instructions. Back deep to punt the ball away is Logan Chapman. If you recall, on the last punt attempt, the snap was high from Jack Jarnigan, who is listed as the Wildcats' long snapper. Made a mistake on the previous punt try. Let's see if he can correct it here. Back deep to return the ball is Kyle Dozier. He stands at the 48-yard line. Chapman signaling over towards the left bullet man, and that's William Lee. He wanted to spread Lee out to basically put more pressure on John Moyles, who was covering Lee, because he was afraid that Moyles would blitz along the near sideline. So Los Gatos, before a delay of game penalty is called, wisely uses their last timeout of the first half. So all timeouts have been consumed. There are no timeouts remaining for either team here in the second quarter. 15 seconds left to play. A lengthier first half than usual. Saratoga so used to just throwing that ball around like it's backyard football, but tonight they have committed 2 turnovers. And both of them really have come by the quarterback, Jonathan Walters. One being an interception, the other being a fumble on the center quarterback exchange on 3rd and goal. They could have easily punched it in on 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Instead, they fumble the ball and give it over to Los Gatos. In turn, Los Gatos now faces a 4th down as Chapman stands in his own end zone to punt the ball away. He's able to get it off, a beautiful punt, spiraling as Dozier takes it at the 50. No fair catch called as he's at the 39. Dances around, a lot of time being consumed, and a flag is thrown. 1 second left to play on the game clock. Dozier was dancing around quite a bit. Probably wished he would have signaled fair catch so that his team would have had maybe 8 or 10 seconds left to work with. Instead, he chewed up a lot of clock right there, but we do have a flag down. And if this is against the Wildcats, the Falcons could possibly go for a field goal, but no, it will be a penalty against Saratoga, and that will definitely take them out of field goal range for kicker Fred Fazy. He drilled a 23-yard field goal earlier in this football game to give the Falcons a total of 10 points. So that'll put the ball back to the 47-yard line into Saratoga territory. Grant Failer down deep, wide at the bottom of your screen. Next to him is Daniel Castronovo from the shotgun formation. Yates on the right side of Walters. Walters slips one blitzer, gets rid of it as Dozier catches it at the 48 for a gain of 7, and that'll bring the first half to a close. 21-10 is our score in favor of Los Gatos here on PlayOnSports.com. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have some first half analysis for you and some statistics to report from Saratoga High School. 21-10 in favor of the Wildcats. Welcome back, folks, to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Sean Hennessy here with you. Los Gatos 21, Saratoga 10 at the end of the first half. Let's get you all caught up to speed on the scoring highlights here on PlayOnSports.com. Los Gatos struck first in the first quarter, a 35-yard rushing touchdown by Joey Wood. PAT good, made the score 7-0. Then on the next series for Los Gatos, it was a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Joey Wood, and that made the score 14-0. PAT good, so Wood with 2 quick scores in that first quarter. But then when Saratoga had an opportunity on their next offensive series following the turnover, it was a 21-yard receiving touchdown to Grant Failer, thrown by Jonathan Walters. That made the score 14-7. Then it was a 1-yard rushing touchdown by Nick Bodden on 3rd and goal. It was a quick QB keeper up the middle, and that put the score at 21-7 in favor of Los Gatos. And then we actually saw a field goal completed by Frazee for the Falcons, a 23-yard field goal completed, and that made it 21-10. So 21-10 is our score here at Saratoga High School. Each team with 2 turnovers in that first half. And let's get you caught up to speed as to what happened with those turnovers. Brent McCoy actually picked off a pass from Jonathan Walters. That was the first turnover in the ball game. And then Joey Wood for Los Gatos fumbled the ball. Falcons recovered. That was their first turnover. Then we saw John Moyles intercept the pass thrown by Nick Bodden on that weird, really awkward penalty play. It was a penalty committed against the offensive line. It was an offsides or a false start or a jump. Call it what you want. The officials let the play resume. And instead of Bodden just spiking the ball or perhaps throwing it away, he threw it into coverage, and John Moyles picked it off, and that gave Los Gatos their second turnover. And then just a few moments ago, before that second quarter was winding down, we see the quarterback Jonathan Walters go under center on 3rd down for the QB sneak, and he fumbles the ball on the center quarterback exchange. His center is Clark Rothenberg, and he was unable to get the ball to his quarterback, Jonathan Walters. That resulted in a turnover at the 1-yard line, and that was Saratoga's second turnover in the first half. So each team with 2 turnovers in that first half. Los Gatos with a 21-10 advantage. You're listening in to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show here at Saratoga High School. Chilly evening as temperatures now have dropped to 47 degrees here at Saratoga High School. The crowd is absolutely phenomenal tonight, being the last regular season matchup. Los Gatos fans have packed the far sideline. Saratoga fans have packed the near sideline. A tremendous showing by the cheerleaders and the band before kickoff, honoring the seniors here on senior night for Saratoga. But right now, it's the Wildcats playing spoiler at the moment as they have an 11-point advantage here at the half. Grant Failer with the only touchdown for the Falcons, 21-yard receiving touchdown thrown by Jonathan Walters. Walters with a passing touchdown, a fumble, and an interception in that first half. Frazee for Saratoga, the kicker, drilled a 23-yard field goal. Those are the only points so far for a Falcons offense that averages close to 50 points per game. The Los Gatos defense holding them to just 10 points in this first half. But that defense is one to be feared. Talking about a defense who shut out Santa Clara last week, had a really tough matchup to Milpitas. Los Gatos actually lost that game 17-15, down to the wire. And that was a De Anza League matchup. They fell short, and they also were defeated by Palo Alto. Palo Alto has knocked off both Los Gatos and Saratoga. And Poly actually leads the De Anza League and has a favorite chance. I say favorite chance. If they win tonight, if they're victorious, they could have a shot at going into that open division. A lot on the line here tonight in terms of the CCS rankings and playoff structure. When we get ready to start the third quarter, we'll provide some scoring updates to you from around the league to see what's going on here in the San Francisco Bay Area. 21-10 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Falcons. That'll do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. When we come back, we'll have the second half live right here, right for you on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Welcome back. Second half action here at Saratoga High School, about ready to get underway. The Wildcats lead the Falcons 21-10 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Sean Hennessy here with you. We're broadcasting to you live from Saratoga High School. Wildcats on the road, traveling in the white jerseys, orange pants, brown helmets. They will be kicking off to start the second half. Falcons will return, moving right to left on your screen, wearing the red jerseys, red helmets, white pants. Temperature now at 46 degrees as we get ready to start the second half. Kickoff taken at the 1. Joey Medeiros crosses the 15 at the 20 and stood up by Brent McCoy as whistles blow around the 27-yard line. Falcons will send their offense out onto the field, led by quarterback Jonathan Walters, who threw a touchdown in that first half, but also had an interception and a fumble on the center exchange. Each team with 2 turnovers in that first half. First offensive series of the second half here in the third quarter for Saratoga. They have the football on their own 27-yard line. 2 wide receivers to each side. Yates to the right hip pocket of Walters. Walters opts to pass it. This is Dozier. Kyle Dozier. You want to watch a kid that can put on a spin move. Just take a look at Kyle Dozier, because he always slips a tackle as he picks up 6 yards on the reception. Second down and 4. No huddle offense in full effect. Walters from the shotgun. 4 wide receivers go out. Walters under pressure, wrapped up and slung down. That's a sack. That's going to be Nico Aminetti. Aminetti picking up, I believe, his second sack in the ball game. Aminetti had 3 sacks coming into this matchup, so count it for 5 sacks on the season. Brings up third down and 13 as Walters scans the middle, and the pass is tipped and incomplete. Stephen Ruff couldn't bring it in. He had both hands on it, popped it up in midair. The football did an end-over-end action and fell to the turf. Brings up fourth down. So Saratoga goes 3 and out on their opening drive to start the third quarter. They trailed 21-10, 10 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. As Joey Medeiros, Ruff actually punts the ball away. Bounces around the 37, rolls to the 35-yard line. Touched by Daniel Castronovo, and out comes Nick Bowden and the Wildcats offense. They're going to have it from their own 36. Big story tonight has to be the turnovers, each team with 2, as the Wildcats offense gets ready to start their first offensive series. But Joey Wood has been the main ball carrier here tonight for Los Gatos. 2 rushing scores, but he does have 1 fumble. Here's Wood, nothing up the middle. Tries to drive it towards the left side of that offensive line. The left tackle, Alex Randolph. Left guard, Brendan Williams. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10. Saratoga doing a nice job stacking as many men in the box as they can to shorten that run game. Bowden breaks the huddle. 2 flankers to each side. I formation. Quick snap. Play action. Bowden's going to look deep. Has a man, but it's overthrown. Cameron Perry, the intended target. Well overthrown. Brings up third down. Correction on the pronunciation for the head coach of Los Gatos, Butch Catalico. How dare I mispronounce one of the more famous head football coaches in Los Gatos history. I want to make sure we get that clear for the Los Gatos fans that are listening in and viewing it at home. Butch Catalico orchestrating this Wildcats offense. Trying to get his team another CCS title, possibly number 15 on 3rd and 10. Delayed handoff to Wood, and Saratoga has nothing to do with it. Joey Madero's coming up and making a tackle. Daniel Castronovo with the first strike in the backfield. Stops the play for about a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th down. So both teams' defense is coming out red hot to start this third quarter. 3 and out for Los Gatos. As Logan Chapman stands at his own 27-yard line to punt the ball away, Kyle Dozier and Joey Madero's back deep to return it. They stand around their own 25. Chapman with a low end-over-end punt, spiraling now at the 20. Takes a wildcat bounce inside the 10. Talk about a great bounce, as Los Gatos will pin this at the 9-yard line. A tremendous punt by Logan Chapman. Including the bounce, it goes over 50 yards. Forces the Falcons to start this offensive series inside their own 10-yard line. Backs against the wall. 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Saratoga trails Los Gatos by a score of 21-10. Jonathan Walters in the shotgun. Yates to his right, hands it off to Yates. He works the left side of that offensive line, makes a cut, another, and falls forward just past the 10-yard line. A lot of movement right there, a lot of work being performed. Nico Aminetti making the tackle for Los Gatos, a gain of 2. 2 cutbacks for Yates in that previous play. Fancy footwork only results in a gain of 2. Walters passes this time. And that one's well overthrown, intended for Grant Failer. Wilcox providing the coverage. He was beat slightly, but that ball was well overthrown along the near sideline. It brings up 3rd down and 8. We're in the third quarter. Second offensive series of this second half for Saratoga. They had to punt the ball away. 3 and out on the last offensive series. It's now 3rd down and 8. They have the ball on their own 12-yard line. 3 wide receivers at the top. Walters now stands in his own end zone. Needs to get out, and he does. Avoids the safety, but he's sacked on the play. Aminetti again. This kid's having a game. Aminetti with his 3rd sack.
That'll be 4th down and long for Saratoga.
Walters did the right thing by getting out of his end zone because Aminetti nearly had a safety. Could have pinned him in the end zone, but Walters got out at the last second, forces 4th and long. And now we're going to see Stephen Ruff punt from the back of his end zone. He gets it away. A wobbling punt, bounces once at the 41 and takes a Falcons roll. This one's going to roll past the 45. And Brent McCoy can't even do anything with it. A tremendous punt. Count that one for over 50 yards. So Stephen Ruff matches Logan Chapman with the golden boot. And I tell you what, on the special team side, anytime you can have a punter get rid of the ball like that in the back of the end zone and punt it 50 yards down the field, it does wonders and builds confidence for your defense. As Los Gatos will start this drive at their own 47. 7:49 left to play in the third. Handoff goes far side. Lee makes a cut. Picks up some very nice yardage as he's tackled around the 49-yard line. Count it for close to 6. As William Lee gets the call. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Wildcats. Los Gatos will try their best to control the clock now. In this football game, we're in the second half, third quarter, 7 minutes and 23 seconds left to play. 11-point lead for the Wildcats. They're moving left to right on your screen. Quarterback Nick Bowden under center, sends a man in motion. That's Brender. This is Lee once again, working the left side. Going off that left tackle, Alex Randolph, paving the way on that left side. Picks up close to 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 as they cross over into Falcon territory. That offensive line going left to right, Randolph, Williams, Fishman, John, and Aminetti. Tava Brender, the tight end, utilized more for his blocking abilities than passing. 3rd and 1. This is Wood. Wood dives straight ahead, pile up at the 47, and it appears that Los Gatos got enough for a Wildcat first down, and they do. They needed 1, they pick up 3. So move the chains for Los Gatos. They keep the ball on the ground. 3 plays, 3 runs for Los Gatos. As the football is now pinned down in between the hashes on the Saratoga 47. Los Gatos crosses over into Saratoga territory. Cameron Perry flanked out deep towards the bottom of your screen. Wood works the middle once again. Takes it ahead for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 upcoming for Los Gatos. 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter moving much quicker than the previous 2 quarters. As we start this 2nd half, Los Gatos forced to punt the ball away twice on their 2 offensive series to start the 2nd half. This is the 2nd offensive series of the 2nd half for Los Gatos. On 2nd down and 8, this is a pitch to Ederman. And Ederman goes left side, cuts it back towards the middle. Gets some phenomenal yardage on the ground, close to 6, maybe 7, but there is a flag thrown back at the 45. Holding call against the Wildcats. That's a killer. Boy, just when you think they're inches away from that first down marker, it's a holding call signaled by our referee, Phil Beltran. That will push them back 10 yards. And let's give the rest of our officials some love here tonight. Our umpire is Walt Haniger. Our head linesman is Dante Goliarbari. Our line judge is Steve Lavelle, and our back judge is Rich Coolish. 2nd down and long following the holding penalty. That pushes the ball back into Los Gatos territory on the Wildcat 45. Left hash mark. Man in motion. That's Ederman going towards the bottom. Bowden, plenty of time, now flushed out far side under pressure. Lets it go, incomplete. Looking down the field for Matt Ederman, the man who went in motion, incomplete pass, it was underthrown. Brings up 3rd down and long. Nick Bowden had a lot of time in that pocket, then it started to break down on the right side. He was flushed out towards the far side of that previous play. Underthrew the pass, now it's 3rd down and about 18 for Los Gatos. Put in a tough situation following that holding penalty. Ball is marked down on their own 45-yard line in between the hashes. 5 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Defense brings 3 down linemen, no blitz. They drop people back into coverage. Here's a pass towards the middle and caught. That's going to be a 1st down, and making the grab was Logan Chapman. Penetrating the middle of that defensive secondary, and he picks up a Wildcats 1st down. On 3rd and forever, the Wildcats convert. Stun the crowd here on the Saratoga sideline. Wildcat crowd goes crazy as they pick up a 1st down on 3rd and 18. Fresh set of downs as the football is now pinned down on the Saratoga 33-yard line. 1st and 10. This will be a drag run play for Wood on the far sideline, really stretching out that offensive formation, pushing that defense towards the outside edge. A stretch play, if you will. Close to 3 yards on the ground by Wood. Will bring up 2nd down and 7. That's got to be a dagger in the heart for that Saratoga defense, giving up that big play on 3rd and 18 to Logan Chapman. And I guess what made it even worse was it was right in the middle of that defensive secondary, in between the safeties and just past the linebackers. Good enough for a Wildcat 1st down. It's 2nd down and 7. Wood going far side once again. Gets a nice block. Brings it inside the 30. Count it for maybe 2. 3rd down upcoming for Los Gatos. 3 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's going to bring up 3rd down for Los Gatos. Official marks it down on the 27 left hash mark. Crowd looking on for the Falcons, trying to get their defense motivated. Right now it is dead. You look across the far side of the field, the cheerleaders for the Wildcats going crazy, getting their fans into it. Third down, Wood takes a stutter step, driven backwards. Driven backwards, he took one stutter step before he tried to go right side, and he stuffed. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Tackle made by number 52, Henry Way.
Ball's marked at the 25. It would be a 42-yard field goal try from this range.
Also on the tackle, number 40, Christian Lee.
It's fourth and a long two. 11th play of this offensive drive upcoming.
25-yard line.
The Wildcats will keep their offense on the field. Wood is the tailback. He has two fullbacks in front of him. Two tight ends in on this formation. He goes left side and gets the first down. On 4th and 2, he picks up close to 5 yards. Los Gatos bruising and piling ahead, using the left side of that offensive line, pushing the defenders all over the place. On 4th and 2, they convert.
First down and 10, Los Gatos.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. It's now marked down at the Saratoga 20. Another heartbreaker for that defense. The clock now reads 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the third. 21-10 Wildcats.
As soon as possible.
This carry goes towards the middle. Nothing gained. Henry Way in on the tackle. Minimal yardage gained. Second down upcoming for Los Gatos.
Carried by number 4, Joey Wood. Tackle made by number 52, Henry Way. Number 72, Jonathan Vita.
It'll be second down for the Wildcats here in the third quarter. 12th play upcoming.
Also on the tackle, number 42, Zach Hansen. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10.
Ball marked down at the 20. Bowden with two backs behind him. Split setup. Gives it to Lee. Lee drugged down by the ankles. Zachary Hansen, give him credit right there, in on the tackle at the inside linebacker position. Minimal gain once again. Sets up about 3rd and 7. 1 minute and 28 seconds left to play. I can't put enough emphasis on this third quarter just flying by, considering all the turnovers we had in that first half. 2 by each team. And here we are, nearly wrapping up the third quarter. Direct snap to Matt Ederman, goes far side, and is tackled across the far side of the field. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. It's going to bring up fourth down. And now it appears that the Wildcats will send their special teams unit out onto the field for a field goal try. It's a 4th and long 3 for the Wildcats. As we now have under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Ball on the 15-yard line. It will be a 32-yard field goal try for Logan Chapman on the left hash mark. So he'll have to push it as a right-footed kicker from left to right. The hold is down. The kick is away. From 32 yards, no good. Logan Chapman misses. No good.
27.1 seconds left to play in tonight's third period. Look at the scoreboard, reads Saratoga 10.
Missed opportunity right there by Los Gatos. 32-yard field goal try by kicker Logan Chapman on the left hash mark. No good. I mentioned he had to kick it from left to right. It appears that he sliced it just a little bit too much, and it went just past that right upright. No good. Saratoga takes over from their own 21. Falcons in business, but they trail by 11. We'll see if they can get this spread offense moving. Pass complete to Grant Failer. Tackled by 2 defenders out at the 27-yard line. A gain of 7. As the Falcons will now move quickly. 14 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Tackle made by number 40, Max Herman.
Coming up and making the initial hit was Max Herman. I mentioned 2 players closing in on that previous play. As Walters rolls out far side, under pressure, dangerous pass, but it's complete to Stephen Ruff. Down the field, just past the first down markers. Count it for a gain of 8. Saratoga will move the chains, but that brings the third quarter to a close. Quick for third quarter in the books. We have 1 quarter left to play here in Saratoga, California. 21-10 Wildcats. We've got the 4th quarter coming up right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Stay tuned. Sean Hennessy here with you at Saratoga High School, broadcasting to you live. Thank you for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Friday Night Football. Last regular season game for the Los Gatos Wildcats and the Saratoga Falcons. Both teams have clinched a playoff spot. Next week, the CCS playoffs begin, so this matchup will determine home field advantage to a certain extent for one of these two teams. Saratoga on 1st and 10. They switch sides. Quick pass play to Kyle Dozier. Goes for a gain of 8. As the Falcons now move left to right on your screen, they trail by 11. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Keep your eye on Dozier, folks. Lined up at the bottom of your screen. Deep wide receiver. Lined up towards the right side. Handoff goes to Yates. Yates works the left. Cuts it back towards the middle. Wildcats sniff it out, but it looks like that will be enough for a Falcons 1st down. They needed 3, they get 4. Move the chains, they're going to pin the ball down around the 46-yard line.
Number 32, Tyler Perkins.
We're in the 4th quarter, 11 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in this ball game. 1st and 10, Walters, heavy pressure coming. Throws it middle, incomplete. Stephen Ruff was tripped up. He could not get his hands on the ball. Providing the coverage downfield was Daniel Castronovo, but the pressure was on. The Wildcats sent the house, forcing quarterback Jonathan Walters to get rid of the football. 2nd down and 10. 5th play of this offensive series. Falcons moving left to right. Delayed handoff. Throw goes towards the far side to Grant Failer. And Failer tied up around the 46-yard line.
Pass goes outside to number 10.
Complete.
11.
Count it for a gain of about 6 yards.
Grant Failer. Tackle made by
2nd down and a long 3 here for Saratoga. Yates to the right side of Walters in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers go out, and the pass is dropped. It's dropped along the near side. A quick out by Stephen Ruff. He couldn't bring it in. It now brings up 4th down. If you're head coach Tim Lugo, what do you do at this point in the ball game? It's 4th and 2. You have the football marked down on your opponent's 46-yard line. You've crossed over midfield. Saratoga's offense stays out there. 4 total wide receivers lined up. They go out. Walters throws near side. Dozier complete. Struck at the 40. Vicious hit put on by McCoy. But Dozier picks up the 1st down. I can't give this kid enough credit. He is Mr. Everything for Saratoga. Doing it all. Catching the football, spinning away, taking a lick. This kid is an offensive power, I tell you what. Moving the chains for the Falcons. A big reception on 4th down. It's now 1st and 10 as Walters slings it deep near side. Looking for Dozier and just overthrown. Stretching out his right hand was Kyle Dozier. Almost had a fingertip on it, but it goes just outside his right hand, incomplete. It brings up 2nd down and 10. The ball is at the 40-yard line. Falcons moving left to right on your screen. There is 10 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Los Gatos 21, Saratoga 10. Ball marked down on the right hash mark. Keep your eye on Dozier, bottom of your screen. Walters looks his direction, slings it, pass is caught at the 32. Surprise, surprise, Kyle Dozier. Passes the 30, tackled around the 29. Move the chains again. Kyle Dozier with yet another big reception. He's being covered by number 1, C.J. Butcher, along that near sideline. But Butcher is just getting beat all day on those 10-yard comebacks. Right now he's playing about 7 yards off Kyle Dozier. And now the officials come together. It appears that Dozier was about a half a yard shy of that first down marker, but now the officials have signaled they want to bring the chains out for a measurement. Phil Beltran, our head referee, signals over towards the Los Gatos sideline. He wants to bring the chains over for an official measurement. I originally called and spotted a first down for Kyle Dozier. That's how close he was to the first down marker. We'll now see exactly where the official ball spot will be following that reception. They stretch the chains out. The ball is marked down at the 30. And by the looks of it, it's maybe 2 chain lengths shy. Phil Beltran puts his fingers up towards the Saratoga fan base, and they're saying, you got to be kidding me. Count it for 3rd and an inch at the 30-yard line. Bryson Yates switches over to the right side of his quarterback, Jonathan Walters, in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball on the right hash mark on 3rd and inches from the Wildcat 30-yard line. Here comes the pressure on the outside edge. Walters looking for the end zone. Has a man overthrown again. He had a man, Stephen Ruff, on a straight seam route to the end zone, but the ball is overthrown. It's going to bring up 4th down. That's a killer right there because Ruff beat his man on the seam route. It would have been 6 easily, but instead Walters overthrows his target, and it's 4th and inches. At the 30 once again, but this time it's 4th. 4th down for quarterback Jonathan Walters. In the gun once again. Pressure comes. Yates hit in the backfield. He will not get it. Tyler Perkins, one of the first Wildcats in there to deliver the hit. It's a turnover on downs. The Falcons do not convert. What a stop by that Wildcats defense on 4th down here in the 4th quarter. And we'll see quarterback Nick Bodden head back out onto the field and try to wrap this game up with 10:41 left to play. Tyler Perkins making the initial stop right there. And the rest of that defensive line closed in and stopped Bryson Yates from getting any more yardage along the inside of that offensive line. It's 1st and 10 for Los Gatos, and they have the football marked down on their own 32-yard line. This is Lee, William Lee, working the right side for a gain of 2. It is all clock management at this point in the football game. Saratoga, a football squad that can average around 50 points in any given football game. Just take a look at their schedule. They knocked off Milpitas last week, 44-37. They were defeated by Palo Alto, 51-34. They knocked off Mountain View, 58-20. Put up 56 against Homestead. Put up 48 against Monta Vista. But tonight, they have been held to just 10 points. On 2nd down, man in motion. That's Brender. This is a pass towards the far side to Brender. Complete down the far sideline. A big gain for Los Gatos. Just when you think they're going to send the man in motion and do perhaps a toss to the far side, Tava Brender picks up big yardage on 2nd down and moves the chains for Los Gatos. It'll be 1st and 10, and they're going to say that Brender went out of bounds at his own 48-yard line, but that's enough to move the chains for the Wildcats. Clock will stop briefly at 9 minutes, 54 seconds until we get the official signal roll of the clock by Phil Beltran. As it's 1st and 10. Lee works the right side and pounds his way past the 50 to the Saratoga 48. Clock continues to roll. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left to play here in the 4th quarter. What a drastic change from quarter to quarter in this football game, ladies and gentlemen. 4 total turnovers in that first half, 2 by each team. That 3rd quarter just flew by. No scoring. We have the same score up on your monitor right now at home than we did at the half. It's 21-10. No score in the 3rd quarter. We're here in the 4th. And Los Gatos is trying to work that clock and wrap things up on 2nd down and 5. This is Wood, cuts it back middle, out to the 44. And Saratoga signals that ball popped loose, as Wood coughs it up for a second time. His second fumble in the ball game, and the Falcons recover.
Number 10, Kyle Dozier. There's a fumble on the play. Saratoga picks the ball up on their
Falcons
own
with a fresh sign of
43-yard
life,
line.
capitalizing on the
Saratoga.
Joey Wood turnover, his second fumble in the ball game. Joey Wood kicking himself. He has 2 rushing scores, but 2 big fumbles in this football game. It's now 1st and 10 Falcons. Don't blink, you might miss something, as Yates coughs it up. Bryson Yates coughs it up on the delayed handoff from the shotgun formation. Los Gatos going crazy because they pick it up. It's a fumble for Saratoga, a turnover.
Fumble on the play is recovered by Los Gatos. They'll pick up the ball at the
If you're tuning in,
47-yard line.
you just witnessed 2 fumbles in a matter of 2 minutes, 2 actual live rolling minutes. I'm not talking game minutes in terms of the football score clock. But Los Gatos just turned the ball over a moment ago by Joey Wood. First play following the turnover, and Bryson Yates, number 22 of Saratoga, coughs it up. And the Wildcats are back on offense as they give the ball to William Lee, who is tackled around the Saratoga 40-yard line, picks up 2 yards. Unbelievable. Couldn't make it up if I wanted to.
Carry by number 3, Matt Ederman. Tackle made by number 24.
Los Gatos will start this series at the Saratoga 42. Lee takes it out to the 40. Second down. And the Saratoga sideline just drained after that fumble. Kicking themselves now. Each team with 3 turnovers in this football game. Second down. This is Ederman. Ederman following his 2 fullbacks along the right side of that offensive line. Tackled around the 37. Picks up maybe 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. 8 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter. As Bodden looks over towards the near sideline once more to head coach Butch Catalico. Signals the play back into the offense. Wildcats break their huddle. 3rd down on the Saratoga 37. Right hash mark. Man in motion. That's going to be Brender. Hand off to Wood. Wood, right side, gets the 1st down and some. Foot race, far sideline, lowers his shoulder, still trucking inside the 20. How about Joey Wood redeeming himself right there on 3rd down? Slips a tackle, lowers his shoulder, pile drives ahead along that far sideline and brings it inside the 20. Red zone opportunity upcoming for Los Gatos. Clock stopped briefly at 7 minutes, 29 seconds. At the 18, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. A terrific run by Joey Wood, keeping this drive alive. Kid is looking to redeem himself following the fumble on the previous series. He remains in at tailback. 2 fullbacks in front of him, 2 tight ends. Hand off to Wood, straight ahead. Now inside the 10 as he continues to move the ball down to the 6-yard line.
Runs the ball inside the 10-yard line.
That'll be a gain of 11 yards for Joey Wood, bringing it down to the 6-yard line as it's now going to be 1st and goal for Los Gatos. Approximately 7 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Los Gatos with a chance to end this football game. They have an 11-point lead. They can put a cap on it right here on 1st and goal from the 6. Wood works his way to the right. Drug down in the backfield. That's Jacob Camp. Haven't called his name tonight, but he makes an excellent tackle in the backfield. Stops that play for no gain. Jacob Camp coming off that left side edge, stopping that play for no gain. Saratoga needing to do everything here in their power to stop Los Gatos and get that ball back on offense. They trail 21-10, 6 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and goal. And Wood actually lost a couple yards on that play as they spot the ball closer towards the 8-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Sixth play of this offensive series. As Wood gets struck once around his knees, spins, falls forward to the 6-yard line. Tackled at the 6. It's now 3rd and goal.
Tackle made by number 42, Zachary Hansen.
Give credit to Hansen right there, making the tackle along that right hash mark on your screen.
3rd down and goal.
Coming up and stopping that play. There's 5 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. It'll be 3rd down and goal for Los Gatos at the 5-yard line. The ball is going to be pinned on the right hash mark as quarterback Nick Bowden heads back into the huddle. They break it away. We'll see if they bring that big goal line formation out, and they do. 2 tight ends, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 fullbacks lined up. One of them goes in motion. This is Wood. Tries to work his way towards the middle. Pile develops, and he's tackled at the 3. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the goal line. It'll be a nice stop for Saratoga's defense at the 3-yard line. Brings up 4th down. 5 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. Thank you for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com's live coverage of Friday Night Football here at Saratoga High School in Saratoga, California. We have a brief stoppage on the field on 4th down. Timeout. 5:07 left to play when we come back. Saratoga burns their first timeout here in the 2nd half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. It's 4th down for Los Gatos. How about this? Split backs behind Bowden. Play action to Wood. Bowden will try to run it towards the far side. Finally dumps it to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown!
Touchdown, Los Gatos.
Caught in the far corner.
Catch made by number 40.
And the Wildcats score as Max Herman goes out into coverage and catches it for a 4-yard receiving touchdown.
Kicking the extra point, number 2, Logan Chapman.
Max Herman with a 4-yard receiving touchdown, and what a call on 4th down by head coach Butch Catalico on 4th and goal. Los Gatos converts. It looked originally like Bowden was going to roll out and try to rush it in, but instead he hits the tight end, Max Herman, who goes out in coverage and catches it for 6. PAT is good, 28-10 in favor of the Wildcats with 5:02 left to play. Seven plays, 42 yards. And it's a touchdown pass from Nick Bowden to his tight end, Max Herman, on 4th and goal. I can't get over that play call by the old ball coach, Butch Catalico, on 4th and goal. He gives his quarterback the option of running it in and throwing it. And wisely, Nick Bowden decides to throw it into the end zone for a touchdown. And now Los Gatos has an 18-point advantage late in the 4th quarter. Kyle Dozier on the return makes a couple of good tucks, or cuts rather, and is finally tackled from the rear at the 44-yard line. Saratoga faithful showing them love, because Kyle Dozier has had one heck of a ball game here this evening. Approximately 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Final regular season game of the year for both these schools. CCS playoffs start next week. Both teams have clinched a playoff spot. And as it stands right now, Los Gatos playing for that home field advantage, possibly a shot at the open division. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. 1st and 10, Walter slings it over to Bryson Yates. Tailback goes out in the far side flat, but can't come up with the football. Drops it incomplete. 2nd down and 10. A lot has to happen, okay? A lot has to happen in order for Los Gatos to get into that open division and compete with the Oak Groves, the Bellarmins, the Sarahs. But it is possible, according to some different media outlets here in the San Francisco Bay Area. 2nd down and 10. Yates along the near side this time. Pass is caught, puts on a stiff arm, and is drilled at the 50-yard line. Swung down by the safety, Brent McCoy. McCoy had has had a busy night, here this evening. 1 interception, several tackles on defense, flying up from that defensive secondary. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 50. Walters with 4 wide receivers. They all go out in formation, and that pass is broken up beautifully across the far side.
Pass is intended for number 11. Grant Failer, broken up by 8. Wilcox.
And Wilcox breaks the play up across the far side of the field. A tremendous play on defense, diving in and batting that ball down with both his hands. Wilcox playing that far side cornerback position. Whistles blow on 4th down before the ball is snapped. And it looks like we may have a timeout for Los Gatos.
Timeout called.
Los Gatos with 1 timeout remaining. Saratoga has all 3. 4:22 remaining, 28-10, Wildcats. Fourth down and 4. As Jonathan Walters, the quarterback for Saratoga, heads back out onto the field from the shotgun. He drops back under pressure, slings it. Failer with the reception, but well shy of the 1st down marker. Jack Tittle hit him, and that's actually a 2-yard loss on 4th down. It's a turnover on downs. And it's safe to say this one's in the books, as Saratoga's defense will now have to head out onto the field. Los Gatos will just need to wind this clock down and come out of here with a 28-10 victory. 4:17 left to play.
It'll be 1st and 10 Los Gatos, ball at the 48-yard line.
Failed 4th down try for Saratoga. Will send their defense out on the field. The ball is pinned down at the Falcon 49. Quarterback Nick Bodden under center. Sends Brender in motion from left to right. Hands this one off to Lee. William Lee works the right side and takes it for a gain of 2.
24, William Lee. Tackled by number 52, Henry Wade.
Los Gatos will advance to 6-4 and 5-2 in the De Anza League. As they wrap up the regular season, it appears that Saratoga will fall to 6-4 on the year and 3-4 in league play. But remember, I can't stress this enough, both these teams have clinched a spot in the playoffs. This matchup tonight, more for seeding purposes and home field advantage for one of these teams. as Wood takes the carry down to the 40-yard line. The big boy in this conference, or in this league rather, the De Anza League, is Palo Alto, 7-2, 5-1. If they were to lose tonight and Milpitas were to win and Wilcox were to win, there would be a three-way tie, including Los Gatos. So check that. There would be a four-way tie, which would basically mean all heck would break loose in this particular league. But there would be a four-way tie if Palo Alto lost tonight. But the last I checked in, Palo Alto looked like they were pulling ahead in their particular matchup, as it's now 3rd down and 2. Another rush play off the right side of the offensive line down to the 37-yard line. Joey Wood takes the carry, getting most of the calls here tonight. But Palo Alto will more than likely capture this De Anza League title. It'll bring up 3rd down and short. And as the officials come together, as we take a brief pause, they were actually taking a look at the spot, and they have decided that Joey Wood's previous rush was good enough for a 1st down. They move the chains, as there's 2:30 left to play in the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10. Nick Bodden under center and gives it to Wood, who jumps over that offensive line, trying to pick up some additional yardage. Some scoring updates for you from around the league. 4th quarter, Terra Nova all over Half Moon Bay, 42-7. Menlo, Atherton versus Sacred Heart Prep. That's a very close game at the moment. 5:04 left to play in the 4th quarter. Menlo 28, Sacred Heart Prep 23. Bellarmine all over Sacred Heart Cathedral tonight, 42-13. Last week, Bellarmine capped off an impressive West Catholic Athletic League title. They are the champs with their only loss in the year, coming to De La Salle all the way back in week 1. Bellarmine will more than likely be that heavy favorite #1 seed in that very, very tough open division. As the ball carrier takes it out to the 37-yard line. 3rd down. 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the game clock. Folks, stay tuned to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. I'll select our player of the game here in just a few moments.
3rd down and 5.
And what I'll do is I'll head on down to the field, grab that player, bring him back up to the press box for a live interview. And that's all coming up following the game right here on PlayOnSports.com. As Bodden just takes the ball himself from the quarterback position and rushes it out to the 27-yard line. That's a 1st down for Los Gatos, 1st and 10, and that should do it from here, as we'll see Nick Bodden just take a knee, and Los Gatos will pick up their 2nd victory in a row. They knocked off Santa Clara last week, 14-0. And they'll cap off the year with an overall record of 6-4, 5-2 in the De Anza division. Saratoga will fall to 6-4 overall and 3-4 in the De Anza division. You see Los Gatos jump up and down, their fans going crazy, cheerleaders excited, as the Wildcats have just defeated the Saratoga Falcons by a final score of 28-10. What a football game, but in the end, it was the Wildcats' command on offense and ability to work the clock and stop the Falcons on key 4th downs that really pushed them ahead to a victory here tonight. Once again, final score 28-10, Los Gatos over Saratoga. When we come back, we'll have our player of the game interview coming up in just a few moments. Stick around to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PlayOnSports.com. Sean Hennessy here with you, standing next to our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, the big man, Nico Eminetti of Los Gatos High School, as the Wildcats defeat Saratoga by a final score of 28-10. Nico, let's talk about that defense. I'm a big defensive guy. I love defense, all right? Yeah. You take a look at what Saratoga brings to the table. They average around 50 points per game. Tonight, you guys held them to 10. How did you do it?
Well, I mean, we practiced hard all week. We knew that they were a very high offense team. They scored a lot of points. So we came into the game knowing that we got to stop that pass offense. I mean, they like to pass the ball. They run that spread. So we came into the game knowing our DBs have to play a shutdown, and we got to bring the blitzes and get pressure on the quarterback all day.
Their offensive line really does a good job of pass protection in that shotgun formation because that's what Saratoga's known to run. They really spread it out. They put a lot of pressure on those defensive backs, but you guys are able to force that pressure. You had 3 sacks here tonight. What did you see in that offensive line that allowed you to penetrate the line of scrimmage?
Well, the offensive tackle I played up against was smaller than a usual offensive tackle, I should say. He played well. He had good technique, but I noticed with my size, I was able to bull rush him a couple times, and I was able to get him back on his heels. And once I started getting him back on his heels, I was coming up hard, and that came across his face, and I was able to get towards the quarterback. Nico
Eminetti, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, 28-10. Los Gatos knocks off Saratoga. Here at Saratoga High School, offensively, you guys kept the ball on the ground. It's a ground and pound attack. I don't think it's fooling anybody. They know what to expect. But talk about your offense. They controlled this game, had a couple turnovers here and there, but for the most part, really pounded that defensive line. Did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, we came into the game, of course, practicing hard, like I said earlier. But we knew that, they are undersized. They're fast. They're quick. So we knew as our offensive line, we're pretty tall guys, so we knew we had to get off the ball low, get off hard, and get into them and just move them back. And with that, our running back was able to just hit holes and get down the field.
Nico, where does Los Gatos go from here? The regular season's now through. You've played 10 games. Now it's time for the playoffs. What do you take away from this game and use as you get ready towards week 1 in the CCS playoffs?
Well, as a team, we definitely take out that we practice hard and we need to practice hard. We've had a couple weeks this year where, we kind of knew we were going into an easier game, and we kind of took it easy, and it showed. And we knew that this week that we needed to come in hard. It was our rivalry game. And showing that we practice hard, we came out and obviously beat a great team. And it really showed. And as for me, playing defense, I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to get better at being able to throw moves, being able to read the offensive tackle, and offense, just pretty much getting off the ball faster. So,
Nico Eminetti, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. You get the big W for the old ball coach. I saw Butch down there on the sideline. He was jumping up and down. He was excited. What did he tell you guys there at the end?
He just said he's really excited. This is a team that he obviously doesn't like. We've had a huge rivalry, great pastime, but yeah, he just wanted to come into this game and he wanted to do exactly what we did. Shut down their offense and beat them on the ground.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yep.
Nico Eminetti, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, the Wildcats of Los Gatos, knock off Saratoga 28-10. Folks, stick around. We're going to wrap things up here in just a few moments, coming back from Saratoga High School on PlayOnSports.com. Don't go anywhere.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com. I'm Sean Hennessy, here to wrap things up at Saratoga High School. It's the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. 28-10 is our final score. Los Gatos travels into Saratoga High School. Tough crowd, tough environment, packed house, and they knock off Saratoga. But what's most impressive, they knocked off Saratoga and they held them to just 10 points. A few moments ago, I spoke with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, Nico Aminetti, had 3 big sacks tonight and led that Wildcat defense to a victory here tonight. Los Gatos just really put pressure on quarterback Jonathan Walters from start to finish. Forced a pick, forced a couple fumbles. Each team with 3 turnovers here tonight. If you were to ask a lot of the high school news media outlets, they would have probably said, here's 2 teams that are well coached, have great fundamentals. Wouldn't expect that many turnovers, but the better team tonight, Los Gatos, utilized up front and that defensive line and put a lot of pressure on quarterback Jonathan Walters to come out victorious by a final score of 28-10. So what's next? We've wrapped things up here for the regular season. 10 games down. Now it's time to play some high school playoff football, which starts next week here in the Central Coast section. Both these teams have clinched a playoff spot. Los Gatos had a couple big losses earlier in the year. They were defeated by Oak Grove. They were defeated by Mitty. Mitty also knocked off the team we saw here tonight. Los Gatos, Saratoga had a couple key losses. Saratoga falls to 3-4 in their division. So the question is, where will the seeding take place? Find out Monday. All of the seeding brackets will take place and come into effect on Monday. Play On Sports will be covering all of the action next week. You can check out our website at playonsports.com and find out which teams will be matching up next week for Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4, and of course, the big division, the open division, which will more than likely have the Bellarmine Bells at the number 1 seed. With an overall record of 9-1, keep in mind that Bellarmine's only loss on the year was back in Week 1 to De La Salle. From that point on, they have run the table. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, we finished the regular season. Now the fun begins. Playoffs right around the corner. Final score here tonight, 28-10. Los Gatos knocks off Saratoga. I'd like to thank my camera operator, Joey Colber, my producer, Kevin Smith. I'm Sean Hennessy. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for playoff football right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Good night.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.